I am with my, chief moderator, Akash Kanjwani from Skyview Real Estate. Akash, welcome back.
Thank you so much, Sunny, and thank you for the nice introduction.
And Akash, you know what? You are a pioneer. You're a veteran as far as real estate is concerned. I know that you were just 19 when you started this segment and you ventured into real estate, correct?
Correct, yes. That was the year I completed my college.
Okay.
The options in Dubai were a lot, but real estate was very fascinating. That was a new segment which was opening. Dubai government had just recently announced that most properties will be on the freehold basis. That means expat can buy it. My father has been living, my family has been living in Dubai for quite long time. And then the first opportunity that we got to buy our own property, we just jumped onto it. And that was very fascinating. You know, you've been living for so long on rented properties and you were putting your money back in India and then you're not buying your own house in Dubai. It was something which was missing. And then when we able to get it, we jumped on it immediately.
You're checking the right boxes when it comes to, being an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
You dress right, you dress perfect, you represent yourself in the most perfect way. You're a very humble individual, a very approachable person. Skyview as a product, tell me, was there an epiphany? What's been the journey like?
So Skyview started with a very true sense of service that we wanted to give to our client.
Right.
As I said, the real estate was very fascinating, but when the real estate started, it was very unorganized section.
Right.
There was no RERA, there was no registration of brokers, the commissions were not regulated, the MOUs were not regulated, people were buying properties overnight, flipping them. Sellers were backing out every second day. They were committing a property and then they were backing out. There were brokers who were making more money than a seller actually in between.
So, why is that?
Well, the thing was because it was unregulated. So you buy a property, there is a desperate seller who's selling it for, let's say, $1 million, and the market value is 1.6. This broker was not even asking a proper commission. He was just underwriting the properties on a contract. There was no formal contract. And that situation, a lot of people tried to take advantage of the market. When I came in, it was purely to understand the real estate market better as a broker and as an investor. And I wanted to give that service for a couple of my friends, my family members, and that pushed me to get into the service sector.
Right.
The response that I got from the early age, even though I was young, but people were trusting me. They thought that I will give them a right advice. And we were very transparent from the day one.
Right.
So, you will not believe, Sunny, one of my first customers who purchased properties is still with me. She still buys properties. Her son, her daughter-in-law, they still come to Dubai. They were from Qatar.
Right.
They still come to Dubai. They still talk about properties and they still buy properties with me. I'm managing some of their properties. And this is what gives me immense pleasure that you have 15, 16 years old customer who still trust you. And obviously, the journey from then on has been great. So we have bought and sold so many houses for so many customers. We have invested. A lot of people have joined us as an investor in this journey. So whenever we buy something, we have a group of investors that we call that, this is the right product. Let's go in together and let's buy a couple of units. So it gives us advantage as well to go in a project with a substantial inventory. And then we try to control the resale of the market of that particular project.
I think that was one of the core elements that was missing, right? You don't have someone to handhold you. Yeah. They're like, okay, you've bought a property, this is your property, this is your key, go ahead, congratulations. And then, one kind of feels that, am I alone in this? Will I get that holding hand? And that's what Skyview also does.
Well, we do. And trust me, we don't just sell you any property. As I said, the first show which I have with Neil, the first thing that I said, we don't sell you just the properties. We understand what is your requirement. We understand your budget. We understand your location. And then suggest something from you. There must be over 2,000 real estate companies. What we differentiate is we don't push you for buying a property. We give you options and we give you pros and cons for every particular option. And then it's your decision.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to be steering forward. There's this big news coming in. And when you actually go to Google News and you say local and you check out the news relevant in the UAE, there's this big news coming in that says Dubai real estate, there's a 64% of the property owners who are planning to sell because, property rates are going higher, correct?
Correct. So rates some of the areas have seen almost 200% appreciation in the prices.
Right.
And this is prompting a lot of people to sell the properties that they had old ones at a profit.
And upgrade.
Right. They're not selling and moving out or they're moving into rentals.
Right.
They are upgrading. So if you were living in an apartment, you're moving into a villa or a townhouse. If you're living in a villa or townhouse, you're moving more towards the beach, like the Palm, or more luxury properties like downtown. And people have become much more confident about Dubai and Dubai real estate.
Correct.
Golden Visa has changed a lot of perception about properties. A lot of people have started to think this place as a long-term home,
Right.
rather than a short-term, place where you're just going to work for a couple of years.
Come
and
make
go.
some money and move out.
Yeah. So now you're going to live here, and then people are finding the lifestyle that has been offered by Dubai. It's uncomparison.
Right.
So you talk about Europe, you talk about America, the safety, security, comfort that Dubai gives you. I think more people are moving into Dubai now than anybody else moving out.
That is correct, and that's promising. The roads are fuller. There's traffic. The only person who doesn't complain about traffic are people who own radio channels because when you're out on the road, you're actually tuned in.
Well, the thing is, look at what's happening with Gulf food. I think in evening, if you're trying to go from Sheikh Zayed Road or on Trade Center roundabout.
Yes, I was at Gulf Food yesterday, Akash. I was like, thank God we're back. Everyone's back. Business is booming. A lot of brands were there. Met so many representatives, and they're like, you know what? We're happy that the pandemic's behind us.
Yes, and the fantastic thing about Dubai, the Gulf food did take place even during pandemic.
Right.
They didn't stop. They managed it so well, and that's the best thing about Dubai. But this year has been special. I have so many clients of mine are back in Gulf food.
Right.
They have their stalls, and they're just so busy. They're here for buying property as well and putting their stall, but they are so busy. They're like, wait, I'm expanding my trip for properties, but let me finish with my Gulf food because I'm getting inquiries every day.
Okay.
So
let's jump right forward, Akash. The CEO of Skyview Real Estate. To get in touch with Skyview, the number is 050-285-9321. You can drop them a WhatsApp for any of your queries. Again, I'll repeat the number, 050-285-9321. Well, you're tuned in, you're driving down right now, enjoying the phenomenal weather. But right now, the conversation's going on about real estate. If you're looking at buying a property, we're with the experts. Akash Kanjwani, the CEO of Skyview, talks about how can you invest in property, make more money of it, and see your money grow, right? They say when you want to see your money tree grow, real estate is the way to go.
of course, it is the first thing that you should consider. And then when you're renting, it's your money tree going away.
That was the first topic that we started with, renting
Correct.
versus owning. So if you had to give a quick glimpse of what happened then.
So it was very clear. We made people aware that the amount of money that they're paying for rent, and especially if you're looking to live in Dubai for more than 5 years, you're actually living in Dubai for more than 5 years and you're looking to live at least 5 more years, you should be looking as option of buying your own property rather than renting. There are a lot of options. There is a lot of security behind buying a property. And this is what we wanted to make people understand and be more comfortable about buying property.
Right. The next week, it was about golden visas.
So again, taking it forward, golden visa is the biggest factor that you should be buying your own property. It gives you a freedom. And it's not only just the golden visa, it's the investor visa, which gives you a freedom of being in this country on a long term with your investment. And then you can, whether you have the job, whether you keep on changing the job or not, you're not depending on, you're not sponsored by anyone. You're just your own sponsor.
Lots of real estate developers, lots of properties. What is the broader topic of this week?
So we are today taking that series further. We want to make people understand and give them actually options that what kind of developers and what developers are available in Dubai, what is the projects that they have done, what are the uniqueness. Now, obviously, Dubai has a lot of developers. We couldn't complete that in the short segment. But what I'm going to highlight today is a couple of top developers who have delivered quality, who have delivered projects, and who have delivered unique lifestyle for people, which is very important. When you're looking to buy a house, you're not only looking just for a house, you're looking for a community. Right. You're looking for, if you have kids, you're looking what they are going to do in that community, whether it is they're going to have playgrounds, whether you're going to have easy shopping, whether your supermarkets are going to be closer to you, how long is going to take for you to commute to the main centers. And this is what we're going to highlight with different developers, what projects they have done.
So we're covering popular developers, what are the current projects, upcoming projects, price comparison. Are there any economical options? Obviously there are. Yeah. Studios, 1 BHKs, 2 BHKs, and then we're going to jump into the area of the week. So let's jump right into the topic of popular developers. Who are the developers that we'll be covering today?
Well, so taking the the first developer that everybody knows about and it comes to everybody's mind is Emaar. Right. Emaar was one of the first pioneers which started freehold segment, and it took, it just flew off with the idea of freehold. The first projects that it were done were Greens, Springs, Meadows, and then Dubai Marina. Right. It actually changed the landscape of Dubai. today people know about Dubai Marina. Everybody, you speak to them and they know about Dubai Marina. It is one of the most preferred location that people want to stay. Then, of course, Burj Khalifa. Emaar is a developer of Burj Khalifa.
Right.
I think no one single project has put Dubai on the world map like Burj Khalifa.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Every tourist wants to go there first. I think I'm sick of taking my relatives who come from India to Burj Khalifa.
One can never get tired of that.
But guess what? I was at Burj Khalifa just a couple of days back, and then we were at a restaurant overlooking the fountain, and you just don't get bored.
Exactly. You stare at that and you're like, what a glorious building, right?
Correct. So Emaar is also coming up with new projects, and they are coming up with more interesting projects, not as iconic as Burj Khalifa, but they are definitely coming up with more community-driven projects for families. So Emaar has recently launched a community called Arabian Ranches 3.
Okay.
It consists of townhouses. They had started launching this project in 2016-17. The first projects were townhouses for 1.2 million.
Okay.
Now the same townhouses are selling for 2.2, 2.3 million, and there is no availability. This is the 3-bedroom plus maids we are talking about.
Started with 1.2 and now they're selling for $1 million extra.
Yes, $1 million extra, and you're talking about almost 3 to 4 years time period.
Right.
And they have interesting new concepts. So they have splash fountains, you have lazy rivers, you have tennis courts, you have basketball court. They also have a small cricket pitch in the community.
Why you don't really need a resort to go to, because you're living in a resort.
So you're living in a resort and you're saving on the rent, and it's not very far from the city. It's just behind Global Village. So this is one of the interesting projects that Emaar has.
Okay.
But having said that, Dubai is one city which believes in competition. So it's not like only government developers have been given opportunity. One of the most largest private developers we are talking about is Damak.
Right.
Damak has, I think it is the private developers, it is a benchmark that it has created. Damak has, I think from 2012 when they launched, this was a game changer for them and for the private developers, was Damak Hills, which was earlier called as Akoya. It comes with a Trump golf course, but not many people know it has almost 30 other facilities that it comes with. There is a small lagoon called Malibu Bay, which is like a wave pool, a large wave pool with a sandy beach. You have a fishing lake, you have cricket, you have football, you have tennis, you have schools which are in this community. And right next to this community, they're coming up with another project called Damak Lagoons.
Okay, so we know where Arabian Ranches is, the first one you mentioned.
Correct.
Arabian Ranches 3 is right near Studio City.
So Arabian Ranches 3 is not near Studio City. It is more towards the Global Village. It is Sheikh Hamdan Road.
So it's expanded now.
It's expanded. So there was Arabian Ranches 1, which everybody knows. And then there is right behind it is Arabian Ranches 2. And if you take left towards Sheikh Hamdan Road, there is Arabian Ranches 3, which is actually right opposite to Global Village, which is
Damak?
Damak Lagoons is, so on Hissa Street, on your left hand side, you have Damak Hills.
Right.
And then on your right hand side, you have Damak Lagoons.
Right, Dubai Hills Mall ke paas.
Dubai Hills Mall is more towards Sukim Road.
Right.
And I think Dubai Hills Mall will come. It's actually a community of the week that I wanted to discuss, the Dubai Hills Mall.
Right.
So Damak Lagoons, the prices for a townhouse started just almost a year back. They started with a price of 1.5. Today, the same townhouses are selling for 1.8, 1.9.
And it's going full, yeah.
And they keep on launching different phases, and they have so much demand that they sell out before even the phase gets launched.
Right.
And Damak also is pioneer in the high-end finishing apartments. So they are coming up with, now recently they have announced a canal, Damak Canal Heights, which is in Business Bay. It is going to be the tallest tower in Business Bay.
Okay.
And they're going to have studios, 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms. Again, if you're looking for holiday home investment, I would recommend this is one of the projects that you should consider, because it has studios, it has 1 bedroom, and it is in Business Bay and downtown. So any tourist which likes to book near downtown or Dubai Mall will be considering this project.
Okay. We're talking about the top real estate brokers, right? No, not
Developers.
Brokers, developers. And we covered Emaar, we covered one more.
We covered Emaar, we covered Damak.
And where are we heading right now?
So now we are talking about Dubai properties. Now, one thing, these are not in order. We are just mentioning them as these are the top developers. So they are not in order. You cannot say one is more important than others. However, this is just highlighting each and everybody's what development they have done.
Qualities.
The qualities, the projects, and some interesting projects of them, and what they're coming up with, which is their next coming projects for them.
So Dubai properties.
Dubai Properties, as the name suggests, it is 100% government-owned Dubai Properties. It is something which is done, conceptualized, and they have some of the fantastic land that is available, land bank which is available to them. Now, some of the interesting projects that Dubai Properties has done is JBR, which is very well known.
Absolutely.
I mean, the beach, it's world famous. It's a project which was sold at around 400 dirham per square feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
When was that?
This was, we're talking about 2020, 2002 and 2003.
Okay.
People were queuing up all night just to buy these houses. The one bedroom over there was not more than 400,000.
Right.
And today it is selling for 1.1 million. And
that's incredible. Huh?
yeah, you're talking about 400 to 500% jump on the prices.
Right.
The 3-bedroom had sold for 850. I still remember my uncle had bought some couple of units over there.
Okay.
And he obviously sold some of the units at profit, kept a couple of units at rentals. Today, he would have made at least 600% on each unit of these JBRs. And JBR is very famous with tourists as well. So a lot of people have converted their houses into short-term rentals, into put it on Airbnb. And trust me, they are not even empty any single day. They are giving you a fixed rental return all around the year. Right. And the clienteles are amazing. So one of the projects that, the future projects or the current projects that Dubai Properties is selling is called Madinat Jumeirah Living.
Madinat Jumeirah Living.
Yes. So this is right opposite to Burj Al Arab,
okay,
which is a very popular destination.
Right.
And opposite to Burj Al Arab, they are just going to launch on 3rd of March, this new project. However, the registrations have already started. Okay. And this is the beauty. If you're looking to invest in off-plan projects, right, you should invest at the time of launch, not later. Otherwise, you have to pay a premium.
Right.
When you invest at a launch, you don't pay premiums. However, how to invest in a launch is very tricky because there's more demand than supply. Right. There are very limited number of units, so you need to get in touch with before to us. Another project that they have is City Walk, which has been very popular with residents.
Yes,
actually.
Absolutely.
It's a very high-end premium properties. I know a lot of celebrities who stay there, celebrities and their wives who stays in City Walk. It's so convenient. It's just center of the city.
Right.
And then there is they have another project called Mudun, which is on Hissa Street again, which is also one of the projects which are targeting families. Right. So if you're looking for townhouses to invest, then these are the properties that you should consider.
And sure. Where is it located?
So Mudun is located again on Hissa Street. It is very close to Damak Lagoons and Damak Hills. And this is one of the communities, but it is a completely different option than Damak Lagoons. Damak Lagoons is smaller townhouses starting from a price of 1.8, 1.9 for a 4-bedroom townhouse. Right. These are 3 bedrooms starting from a price of 2.1 million, but they have bigger space inside. And Damak Lagoons had more facilities. So it has an artificial lagoon, whereas this focuses more on internal space and a community living with a park and cycling and jogging tracks and convenience store, which is already there in the facility.
All right, what's the next one?
Well, coming back, again, my all-time favorite. This is one project that I have purchased my own house in. Okay. And this is one project, whenever they launch, they will always find me standing, picking up something interesting for sure. It's Masjid Al Futim.
Masjid Al Futim.
Masjid Al Futim is relatively new in the segment. They have just started, their first project in Dubai was the year 2020 when they launched their townhouses. Right. And their townhouses started from a price of 1.3 million. Okay. This developer has moved from 1.3 million. Now they have sold out their 90 million villa mansions. Wow. And they have got the best designer in the world to design their villas, the best interior designer. They have given a quality and a finishes which were not seen in Dubai before. Right. And it was a very untapped segment. You know, people were always focusing on affordable and something which was sell on the launch. They went a step ahead and they took a chance, and it is very successful. So the kind of clients or kind of inquiries that we get for this is not only celebrities from India, but celebrities from Hollywood who have inquired for about this project. Okay. And I think this Masjid Al Futim, what they have done is they are too much, as the name goes, Masjid Al Futim is a very brand name, but in terms of development, they were relatively new. Right. And they are very cash rich as a company. So they were willing to invest into the community and into the experience that people are going to have. Right. And that is the main reason that a lot of people are keeping on paying premium of these projects. The first project will be handed over in February. So 1st March is the handover time that they are starting. And trust me, the prices have gone not only 150% up, but the rental returns what people are getting is almost 12%, and that is unheard in a townhouse. So 1.3 million townhouse is the people are expecting rent of around 180 to 200,000,
Right.
which is phenomenal.
Right.
Where do you get it? So this goes to the brand name and the quality they have given, and also they give a free upgrade to the homeowners, which is very less people who do that.
A free upgrade.
Yeah. So basically, the townhouses didn't come with kitchen appliances. And at the time of handover, Majid Al Fatim, being Majid Al Fatim, they said we want to give a new experience to our customers.
Okay.
They went ahead and they said, okay, we will give everybody free kitchen appliances,
Wow.
which was not announced in the contract, which was not given. So when a developer does this, you can understand it's not the profit that they're keeping. It's the brand, it's the quality, and it's the community that they're keeping upfront. And they're going to have repeat customers. Like for me, I must have bought at least 6 to 7 properties of Majid Al Fatim myself.
Right.
And these are for personal living, for investment, and I have, looking at me, my friends, my family members, my other family members have also purchased over here. So I think this is one community which is very close to my heart. And if you have a budget now, it's become a little expensive for sure. But if you have a budget, I will say that you should definitely look into this project for sure.
Akanksha is asking a question, Akash, which is, I want to talk about, can you tell me more about the price points that we're looking at when it comes to the current property you're mentioning of?
All right. Good morning, Akansha. So, as I said, I've mentioned different price point for my projects. So, if you're looking for a project, most of the townhouses that they are developed. So, Emaar is coming up with a townhouse in Valley and in Arabian Ranches 3. The price starting point is 1.7 million for a 3-bedroom townhouse.
Okay. And
for Arabian Ranches 3 is approximately 2.1 million. Damak Lagoon starts with around 1.9 to 2.1 million price bracket range.
Okay.
We are talking about apartments in Madinah Jumeirah Living starting with a price of around 1.7, 1.8 million because it's a very premium community right across the Burj Al Arab. But if this is not the price segment, I would like to break, Sunny, if you have time, I would like to give few options as per the price range to people.
Let's go ahead.
All right. So, if you're looking for a price bracket of around 400 to 500,000, which is a studio you can get in areas like JVC. Now, JVC, even though the master developer is Nakheel, but there are a lot of private developers. Nakheel had sold land to a private developer. And a lot of private developers started developing their own projects, and you will find a lot of interesting private developers like Myra, like Ellington, like Emaar developers. These guys, they have given good quality projects, delivered on time, and they have a very interesting payment plan. Some of them are offering 40, 60, 40% during construction and 60 on handover. Ellington is known for their design and quality. Emaar Developers has surprised. It's a relatively new developer in the market, but it has given very high quality finishing. And the best thing about it is the developer himself is involved in day-to-day construction. So he's always on the field. So he makes sure that the quality is delivered is on time. And you know, every launch Emaar is done. Like Emaar, a lot of people have been waiting for his properties to come out.
Right. So, we're talking about price points. There are a lot of questions coming in. They're like, okay, can you expand more on the JVC area? We're going to be doing a lot of that. We're going to be doing a price comparison of different areas. But we haven't broadly covered all the developers yet.
No, I think we should extend to this show, yeah?
Absolutely. We're going to be doing that right after this short break. We're going to be talking about more developers, and then we'll also talk about price points. If you were to pick up the right kind of property, what's your budget, whether it's a studio, 1 BHK, 2 BHK, we'll cover all of that right here on Talk Real Estate with our chief moderator Akash Kanjwani, the CEO of Skyview Real Estate. So we spoke about multiple developers, and there are many more coming, right, Akash?
So we will try to cover as many as possible because we have a very short time.
Correct.
So I think the next big developer or the next developer which changed the payment plan is definitely Danube.
Right.
Danube came up with a very interesting payment plan. It was 1 person per month. It was unheard of. It was no other developer was offering this. Now, basically what this gives is it brings in a new segment of buyers into the market. Okay. You don't have much money to do the down payment. Yeah. You're not on the developer which will ask for installments, but the progress is very slow.
Right.
Danube has very clearly said, okay, I will be taking X amount of money before the handover, which you pay in 1 person per month,
right,
and then X amount of money which will be post handover, which will also be 1 person per month.
Right.
So you don't need mortgages, you don't need loans. You're on the segment. They started with a couple of projects in Arjan, but they have expanded now.
Right.
Currently, they have launched a project called Aston Martin Views, which is Aston Martin branded apartments, and they're doing fantastic.
That's a great differentiator, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's a brand which is very well known. It's a dream car for many people. And guess what? So if you're buying a Aston Martin today, you will be paying almost 1.2 million.
Right.
But if you're buying an Aston Martin apartment, which you'll be paying around 1.4 million for this, but Aston Martin in 10 years time will be valued around 300,000 or even less.
Yep.
But the Aston Martin branded apartments will be valued around 2 million, plus would have given you a rental return of almost 1 million on top, which is 100,000 every year.
So an appreciating asset, yeah.
So buy Aston Martin apartment. After 10 years, you have a Aston Martin car for free from the rental that you're collecting.
So what's the price point of that?
So that's starting from around price of 1.4 for because it's a branded and it's a fully furnished apartment, which comes with a payment plan, interesting payment plan as well. You're talking about 1.4 million for a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom starting from at a price of around 2.1. They've already sold out the Tower 1. They have very limited inventories available for Tower 2. So if you're looking to buy or invest in that project, it's in the JLT. It's a very good location in JLT. Again, good for your end user, good for investment, and good for holiday home.
Right.
So if you're planning to move into this particular project, you need to move pretty soon, because they will be, and as they are very famous, they announce sold out very soon, because they are not, they don't have inventories left that easily. And Danube has been running a campaign on live, which Sanjay Dutt has been promoting them. So we get so many customers from India specifically asking for Danube, because it's become such a brand in India as well.
Right.
I think this is one segment that people can afford, and Danube will keep on coming with affordable housing. So it's not like they will stick to this price point. They will come up with more apartments which will be below 1 million. And then people can, get in touch with us and understand more about their projects.
The questions coming in for Danube, how can they get in touch with Skyview to get the right kind of property from Danube?
Well, get in touch with us on 050-2859-321. That's the easiest way to get in touch with us. We will book an appointment with you. We will ask you to come to our sales center, which is on Hissa Street. We have made a very welcoming sales center where we can discuss about multiple developers at single venue.
Right.
It's not just an office. We made it a place where people can hang out. You can have a coffee. You can meet our different sales agent, understand what they are offering. We need to understand what you like. And then we can suggest you which is good properties to buy, whether it is Danube or any other developers.
Well, I'm very fascinated with Nakheel as a developer.
Of course, this is next in the list. So Nakheel is again a pioneer. It's a developer which has made iconic Palm and the World Island. And Nakheel had a bit of fantastic map of Dubai. It has changed the map of Dubai completely. The beach that Nakheel offered initially. So Dubai's beachfront properties more doubled because of Nakheel projects. And then guess what? They have just recently, in fact, last 2 days, I was standing in a line queue to get property in District 1. Really? Which was a joint venture between Nakheel and Maidan. They have merged together. And guess what? They were selling out like anything.
Hotcakes, yeah?
Hotcakes, literally hotcakes. It was full 2 days, standing from morning 9 o'clock till evening, or maybe night, 10:30. I left at 10:30. And then we managed to get some interesting location for our client. Some clients did get disappointed because they were looking for very good location, which was sold out. And sometimes it happens. But then again, you need to be ready for the next launch. There will always be something interesting. And projects like District 1, they don't come regularly.
Right.
Nakheel, there are talks, but it's not confirmed as of yet. They will be reviving Palm Jabal Ali. And that's one project that people should be looking at if they come up in the market.
That's fascinating, yeah?
Yes, it's an interesting project. It's been something where people have been waiting. Obviously, 2008 did take many developers to again re-strategize their launches and master development launches. So I think if Palm Jabal Ali comes back into the market, it will be one hot project that people should enter, especially when the Palm is selling at such high prices. Palm has broken the record. We have heard that it is the highest villas of 600 million sold on the Palm.
Right.
And this is one of the highest villas ever sold in Dubai. So just imagine what will be the crazy amount of demand in Palm Jabal Ali when it launches.
Boy, that is going to be exciting. There's a very interesting question coming in. The question is, I have invested in Damac Hills Legends in 2021 as off plan, and the handover is next year end. So how is this project? Do you have any idea about the status of this project?
Well, Legends is the best location in the markets. It's right in the center. This is the place where there is the old sales center of the mark.
Right.
They have moved their sales center just because they wanted to make this project completely, very give it the maximum space available for this project. And it's a golf course facing villas which you're going to have. So it's a very interesting project. I think by the time it is completed, and I think it will be done by next year for sure.
Yeah.
Because the construction is going in full swing
Right.
for this project. When it is handed over, I will say this will be the first project that when you enter the Mark Hills, you will be the first project that you will see. And I think it will give you very interesting rental returns and property appreciation. However, one should literally wait for this project to finish, because that's the beauty of this project, the location. And you should be holding this project till completion before you think about selling it. Maybe you'll change your mind and maybe you'll rent it out for long term.
Well, we're extending the segment a little because there's a very interesting conversation that a lot of people are inquisitive to know of are the price points. Studios, 1 BHK, 2 BHK, price comparisons. So can we do a quick rundown on that?
Okay. So as we said, there are the cheapest properties available in Dubai is some of the areas like International City Phase 3 in Silicon Oasis. But however, my personal favorite, which is JVC and Arjan, because these are two communities which are upcoming. The price point, entry price point for this one is around 400,000 for a studio, which is ready.
Okay.
But they are older buildings. They are 5-6 years old. The new launches are happening anywhere between 500 to 550.
And this is Arjan.
This is JVC and Arjan, both. Okay. They have a similar kind of developer, similar kind of finishing. And all the new developers are coming up with new quality, new upgraded finish. And most of the new developers, they are going with modern buildings with modern finishes, which makes the space usage fantastic. You can use 100% of your space. In Mediterranean kind of building, you have a lot of wastage. You have a thick pillar, thick walls. Your balconies are pretty ugly. This one gives you a glass balcony. So your space usage is very good.
Right.
A square feet, let's say around 420 square feet studio in a Mediterranean will look much smaller than a 420 square feet studio in a modern finishing.
Right.
And obviously, there are new technologies which are coming in. Most of these developers now are offering home automation, which is you can control your lights, curtains, AC from your mobile.
Yep.
And this has become a craze in a lot of new developers which are doing that. Also, all these properties, they definitely come up with covered car parks. That's included in the price. Like India, they don't charge extra, at least from the city that I come in. Right. You have to pay extra for the covered parking. You don't. Most of the developers do come up with a lot offers like DLD waiver or 50% DLD waiver, but they also come up with offers with interesting payment plan. And any developer that you go with, you have to make 3 things for sure. They are RERA registered. The money that you're paying goes in escrow account.
Right.
And you need to understand, if you're dealing with a broker, you need to understand whether he's RERA registered and what is his broker number. Because if you take care of these 3 things, you will not go wrong in project for sure.
Fantastic. We've covered the price points and we've spoken about studio. If we were to talk about 1 BHK and 2 BHK.
So 1 BHK in Arjan and JVC, again, my personal favorite. It's interesting. So you're talking about starting price of around 650.
Okay.
Goes all the way till 800,000. 2 bedrooms are starting from a price of around 1 million to 1.2 million.
Okay.
3 bedrooms, and I think a lot of people will prefer apartments over townhouses. Right. So you're talking about 1.4 to 1.6 million. However, if you think apartments are expensive and this price point, you want to go to a townhouse, then the cheapest option available today is Emaar, the Valley, which is on Dubai Al Ain Road.
Okay.
This one is starting from a price of 1.7 million for a 3 bedroom plus made townhouses. And then you have Damak Lagoons, as we discussed, 1.8. Damak Arabian Ranch 3, which we has said 2.1 million. So if you have a budget of 1.7 to 2.1 million, you can get couple of options for townhouses starting from that. However, individual villas, the price point should start with a decent of around 4.5 to 5 million. Okay. And there are a couple of projects. So for more information, I think people should call us. We should book appointment with us, and then we can give them a price point.
Well, if you want to really, look at the expertise that Akash Kanjwani brings in, he's right now in front of me. He's not reading out of a book. It's all coming out of his mind. You can actually, download the Big Fan app. All these numbers that you're talking about are actually on point because And these cannot be compared with any other developer or broker?
Well, the thing is, see, this is my expertise. I'm doing this day in and day out. So you have a stock trader who understands the stock prices every day. Real estate for me is the same. I am not only a broker, I'm an investor. So if I don't pay attention who's launching at what price and who's giving what payment plan, I will never be able to buy interesting projects. So if I say I don't want to just sell you, I want to make you an investor, a homeowner. I'm seriously mean that. So I'm going to give you fair advice, and then you can take it further from there.
The community of the week, and that's the topic that we're going to cover right now.
Yes. So every week, I'm gonna pick one of the communities which I like, and I'm gonna highlight the community facilities and the facilities that the community has given and the price point.
Right.
So this week, I would like to pick Dubai Hills. Dubai Hills is a very interesting community. It's very centrally located. And the price point that this community offers is there are apartments which are starting price currently for 1.2, 1.3 million. Then there are townhouses which have appreciated almost 100% from last 2 years.
Okay.
And you're talking about 3-bedroom townhouse starting price of around 2.8, 2.9 to 3.1 million. Then you have villas called Sidra Villas, which is 3-bedroom is starting from a price of around 3.9 to 4.5 million depending on the location. Then you have a little higher segment than that is Parkways and Fairways Villas, which are going from a price of around 25 to 30 million. Okay. Then you have the mansions, which are world famous. And if you happen to be in the Dubai Hills Golf Course Club, you will meet so many celebrities, which you'll be amazed. So this is one good hangout place. And the mansions are going anywhere between 70 million to 190 million.
Wow.
And very soon you will, I'll not be surprised if Dubai Hills breaks the highest value deal in Dubai, because they have some of the fantastic plots which people are combining and making one giant villa of 60 to 100,000 square feet. So you will very soon hear some big news coming out of this community. But this is one community because it has Dubai Hills Mall, which is doing fantastic. It's a fantastic. And if you like to shop in Dubai Mall, but you hate the traffic and the people, the crowd, you should go to Dubai Hills Mall.
I've seen Dubai Hills Mall, Akash, and it's as good as any other mall.
All the brands, everything available.
And it's humongous.
It's humongous and less crowd.
Yep.
So it's easier. You can shop quickly. There are some good deals. And I don't know how long will the less crowd be, because Dubai malls.
It's catching up. It's catching up.
It's catching up. But it's interesting. So I just had to pick up something for my wife, which I forgot on the way. And she asked me to go to Dubai Mall. I said, no way, I'm not going over there. I just dropped in quickly over there, picked it up. I was in and out in 30 minutes.
Well, we all love Dubai Mall. We all love Dubai Hills Mall. But Dubai Hills as an area is definitely picking up, right?
Yes, definitely. So there were some new launches with Imar, which were the apartments for 1.2 million for a 1-bedroom. This also, a lot of people, they want to have facilities and they don't want to compromise on brand name location. So Dubai Hills is an interesting option for a lot of people, especially if you're looking for apartment launches. The townhouses, I don't think so. There is enough land left for townhouses and villas in this locality, but apartments definitely. And there is always resale. So there is always a segment which is going to be looking to resell their properties, and we can cater to those clients as well.
Well, that's the category of the, community of the week. This is Skyview Real Estate Ka show, where we've nearly come to the end of the show. But we want to talk about what's going to be coming in next week. Before that, I want to talk about the number to reach out to when it comes to Skyview Real Estate, 050-285-9321. I repeat, 050-285-9321. For any real estate queries, you can reach out to Skyview. Akash, before we head out, before we sum up the day, tell me, what is the exciting content that we're covering next week?
So next week, we are going in a totally different direction. We have been talking about investing into properties. Next week, we are talking about working in a real estate.
Wow.
How much does a broker makes? And it's a very interesting figure. It will be eye-opener for a lot of people. But again, it's not an easy job. We will be discussing about the skills required to be a top broker. What are the sacrifices that you have to make to be this? What are the qualifications that are required? And what are your expectations? So if you're looking to have a career in real estate as a broker, you should be listening to us next week for sure.
So if you want to start your career as a real estate broker, you have the gift of the gab and you think that you're a great seller, you have the qualities of being a broker, you need to be tuned in to Talk 100.3 next week on the real estate with Skyview Real Estate. Akash, it was great connecting with you this week.
See you. Yeah, thank you so much for this. I think we had an interesting show.
Yep.
And we'll try to build it up for the next coming weeks for sure.
Well, also, we're going to have a few brokers from your team next week.
Yes, I'm calling some of the brokers. So one of the broker is a person who is just 23 years old, and I want people to understand how much he's making. We have a broker who's working with us for almost 10 years now. How much average he's making. So I'm going to call a few interesting brokers. They're going to tell them their story, how they started real estate and how much money they're making. Just for people to have information if they're considering real estate as a field of career. And Skyview Real Estate is always looking for dedicated and hardworking brokers. So
you've answered that. Are you hiring right now?
We are hiring right now, for sure.
Perfect. Reach out to Skyview.